Season 4 of BMF, a Starz drama series that dramatizes the story of an infamous criminal family from 1980 Detroit, with the Flannery brothers returning for another thrilling adventure. Meech and Terry have solidified their reputation in the game ever since their successful expansion attempts. However, a disastrous journey to Mexico leaves the two in a near-death circumstance that stokes their animosity for all time. Thus, after 6 months with the older brother still unaccounted for, Terry attempts to increase his authority over the group and manage things when he is away. In the meantime, as he attempts to regain control of his life, an ancient adversary becomes more formidable in the background. As a result, the brothers are preparing for further difficulty as the crime family's interpersonal conflict intensifies. Beware of spoilers. Meech disappears for 6 months following a terrible trip to Mexico, to the extent that not even his brother knows where he is. Nevertheless, Terry makes an effort to keep things running smoothly while he is away by preserving their company's cash flow. But Pusha, a dubious figure from St. Louis who prefers to work only with Meech, routinely misses payments. Following several phone calls and warnings, Hoop agrees to handle Terry's issue while he attends his sister's high school graduation. Being the first member of her family to complete high school, Nicole's graduation represents a significant milestone in the Flannery family's history. At the joyous after-party, the family of course goes all out, and Terry even purchases a costly diamond necklace for his younger sister. However, to his dismay, Meech takes advantage of the same occasion to return with a four-wheeled gift of his own that significantly surpasses his brother's. Even worse, Meech steps in once more when the latter departs the celebration early to deal with Pusha. It turns out that the other brother has already been paid by the St. Lousy dealer, which seriously damages Terry's credibility and leadership. This inevitably results in a heated altercation between the brothers in which blood is shed and no punches are exchanged. One thing is evident in the end. Whatever transpired between the two in Mexico has negatively altered their chemistry for all time. When we last saw Lamar Silas, the most active rival of the Flannery brothers, he is essentially rendered ineffective as a danger due to his crack addiction. He doesn't intend to be down for very long though. He finds himself in a court-mandated rehabilitation program after years of hardships and struggles, where he is able to improve himself. He is still 3 months sober and even recognizes his other addictive fallacies, such as need for vengeance, wealth, and power. He vows not to revert to his previous behaviors once he leaves the program. Lamar receives a surprise guest as he is leaving. It appears to flip a switch for the man, even though the specifics of this chat are being kept secret for the time being. He doesn't think twice about seeking retribution the moment he gets the chance, even if he keeps his pledge to refrain from his other vices. Consequently, their old opponent opens fire on Meech and Terry when they are attacked at an unidentified parking lot. Although they are able to hide for a while, it is clear that they are unable to get out of this predicament. Luckily for them, Brian, a former acquaintance with whom they had severed their relationship years earlier, comes to their aid just in time. Brian saves their lives despite the fact that he doesn't gain their favor again. Nevertheless, Lamar's threat remains present as he escapes the scene despite having been shot twice in the shoulders. Terry and Meech have had highs and lows in the past. However, this time around their conflict appears to be far more significant and weighty enough to last. It turns out that during the brothers' journey to Mexico, an extraordinary incident occurred between them. A poisonous snake bit Meech's leg as the two, together with Loco, fled from some adversaries. His condition deteriorated and he was on the verge of death once poison entered his system. Terry remained with his brother, keeping him safe in the middle of a desert that was almost deserted, while Loco went out to get help. After a while, Loco came back with a local healer. Using the bones of a chicken that had been sacrificed, the healer used some kind of mystical healing technique. Even though Meech was poisoned by this ceremony, Terry was still appalled by what had happened. He maintained that the healer's use of magic was heretical and an outright rejection of his Christian God because he was a Christian. On the other hand, Meech was grateful for the ceremony, deviating from his family's deeply devout upbringing. This appears to have been the most significant event that led to the two brothers' disagreement. However, not all of the details of their journey to Mexico have been revealed yet. They will undoubtedly bring a whole lot of trouble with them when they do.